down with a switchblade knife. Some damn punk went to break his life, and she knew she'd have to pull through.
On with the show.
Broken down with his broken dreams. When the wake of the night.
Hold on, we got it. Thought I was catching it. There we go. Ever since, Sarah's like a great singer. On with the show. We haven't been on forever. On with the show. On with the show. We're back.
Tell everybody you're a rock star. Not
rock
everybody
star.
knows that.
What are you talking about?
Tell everybody.
A rock star.
Good. Not everybody knows your story.
My story is long and boring.
Doesn't stop you any other time.
Whatever. What are you talking about? You're full of it. You are full of it. I never talk about myself. Always talk.
Doesn't mean you're not long and boring.
I'm long and boring. Everybody think I'm long and boring? Jeez. Thank God I got you to keep it entertaining.
Thank God, that's for sure.
I know.
Thank God you got me.
Thank God.
I could get a whole bunch of amens there.
So I'm following up on our on my blog post from this morning at yourpropertymastersblog.com. Check it out. Thousands of articles there. Following up. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do these live videos. I wanted to try it on YouTube, but we're here now. So
What page are you on right now?
I'm on Rick and Sarah Live.
Okay.
So CNBC reported this morning that October pending sales are down 1.7%. So what is a pending sale?
The sale that is under contract.
Or a property?
Property is under contract.
Has it closed yet?
No.
Okay, but
It would be closed. It would be a sale.
is it still for sale?
No.
Why? What do they do when they mark it pending?
They're working on the loan and the paperwork and all that good stuff to get it closed.
Right, I know, but does the seller keep it on the market?
No.
Okay, so the seller takes it off the market, the buyer works towards his loan, and everyone's working towards closing, and everyone keeps their fingers crossed and prays 5 times a day, and sometimes you get all the way to closing, right? So that's pending sales. This was reported by Realtor.com. The CNBC is
Across the country?
It is the whole country.
Uh,
However, it's down 1.7%. But guess what? In the South, it was 4 quadrants. In the South, we matched it exactly, which is unusual because I know where you're going with that. Normally, we're different. But in this particular case, it was down 1.7% in the South as well. So, you say to yourself, well, that sucks. That means sales are down. Oh no, panic, right?
right.
But the reason there's something else. There's a complete opposite of that. Sales year to date are up 4.4%. So that's closed sales. So we got 4.4% more closed, but we only have 1.7% pending. So you say, oh crap, the market's crashing. It's crashing. Run. But so about 2 or 3 months ago, we play this little game where we, like, if we happen to be searching a zip code or something, we'll say, how many houses are for sale in 32713 or DeBerry or whatever. And we sit there at the desk just to entertain ourselves. So do you remember about 3 months ago how many were in DeBerry?
No.
I happen to remember. And I asked that question, it was 148. And I was like, wow, that's the most we've seen since the crash. And then we're like, wow, inventory is increasing, so prices might flatten out or whatever. And then just yesterday, I asked you how many were for sale.
Maybe it was like 117 or
Oh, close. It was 118.
Yeah.
So that means the inventory is down 30 units out of 150. That's what? That's like 30. That's like 20% at least, right? So the inventory is so far down, there simply isn't anything for people to sell. That's the problem. That's the whole problem. So it isn't that there aren't buyers. It isn't
There isn't anything
that
for
there's
them to buy.
right. There's nothing
Said
for them.
sell.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's nothing for them to buy. So the other thing that caused a little bit of a rush on purchases, what else has been way down over the last few months?
The interest rate.
Yeah, mortgage rates have been way down. So mortgage rates being down, you get to a point in mortgage rates where it's like, I mean, I don't care if it goes down another half a point. This rate is so great, we need to buy now. You get that effect on buyers. Buyers, especially people that have been in the market, kind of tire kickers, but a little bit more serious than tire kickers.
So why are you saying that it's down because there isn't any inventory versus like maybe there isn't as many buyers? Why are you going that route?
Because the sales tell us that. And according to the chief economist, that I forget his name, Larry something or another, from Realtor.com, he says that there's been no lack of buyers and there's been no lack of buyer inquiries. That's actually still headed up. It's the beginning of time, really. But that's been headed up, so there simply isn't any property for them to buy. So, is that a buyer's market or a seller's market?
Seller's market.
Man, it is the biggest. The only time I've seen anything even close to this was in the late 90s during the dot-com boom.
Oh God, what is that?
Huh?
Oh, what is it?
I don't know.
What was it?
Looked like maybe a hog.
I think it was a hog. Oh,
Wild hog dead on the side of the road.
it was really big.
Sarah loves roadkill.
Remember we saw the wild hog down here?
Down here we did?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it was running. It was right on.
Oh yeah, running right on the side, and then it took a right, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I
in this
remember that.
area too.
Yep.
God, that was a big hog.
Yep. We need to go back and get it. Make some ham. I love ham. So, where were we?
It's definitely a seller's market. And the last time you saw this,
Oh, last time I saw anything even close to this, I guess was 2003, 4, 5, but even more so was the late 90s during the dot-com boom. Because during the dot-com boom, I mean, people just had money to throw, and they were buying anything they could. So, what's one of the reasons why so many people are wanting to buy besides lower interest rates? What's one reason why there's so many additional buyers in this market?
the rental market's so high.
Okay, yep. And that's so actually cheaper to buy than rent, right? Usually?
Yeah.
Okay. What's another reason?
Tell us.
You don't know?
Well, that's what I had on top of my head.
That's a good one. I hadn't thought of that one. What I was going at is millennials and the crash. Everyone likes to blame the millennials because they didn't buy property in their 20s like everybody did before them. It really wasn't their fault. They couldn't buy property. They were in their 20s. They didn't have cash laying around, and they couldn't get a loan because they could barely find a job. I mean, you can't really blame them for the situation that it is now. But because they didn't buy, and it wasn't just them, it was so hard to get loans, nobody bought in the late 2000. What do you call that? Those years, 2000s, the late 2000s and the early 2010s. Nobody bought anything because they couldn't get a loan. So because of that, once they could get loans, once they did get jobs, once the economy has recovered, they're like rush into the market, dive in head first, right?
Okay.
So then what else hasn't happened? What didn't happen for the last 10 years that had been happening like crazy in the early 2000s?
What?
It involves hammers and nails.
Oh, building.
Yeah, there's hardly any building. There was really no building. Let's call it no building. Call it what it was. There was no building from 2008-ish to 2015. And now, I mean, how hard is it? If you and I wanted to start if we wanted to buy 100 acres somewhere and build a subdivision there, how long will it take us from the time we had an idea to the time the first house went up?
I don't know, Rick.
What do you think?
What kind of question is this?
What do you think?
Putting me on the spot where I don't have an answer and I don't know.
I know. So
I mean, like,
you're just like everyone
seriously.
else. So I want to know what your guess is.
No, you're talking about not even like building a house. You're talking about the idea of planning a subdivision.
Right.
Okay,
How long does that take?
a year.
At least. I mean, more like 2 years actually. But so, and the other problem is with tariffs and cost of materials and all that stuff, the cost to build is up to $175 a foot or so. So now you can't even build affordable housing. And I don't mean affordable as in subsidized housing. I mean houses that people with normal jobs can afford. So it's like this, what do they call it? It's a perfect storm. It's a perfect storm of low inventory, more buyers, low interest rates, and little to no construction going on. And what does that cause? That causes what may be one of the most extreme seller's market we've ever seen in our life. So, that said, is it a good time to sell your house?
Yep.
Oh my God. I mean, how long does that house stay on the market if you price it right? In just about any price range.
Less than 30 days.
Yeah, more like 10 days, right? I mean, it's crazy. And if you overprice it, it's still not going to sell. But if you price your property right, it's going to sell in 10 to 30 days. Is it a good time to upsize?
Yes.
Absolutely, because you're going to take all that equity you have moving on to the next property. Your payment's not really even going to go up. Is it a good time to downsize?
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to take all that cash that you have, put it away, or buy the property and have no mortgage, which is never a good thing, by the way. Call us and I'll tell you why. But you're going to take your equity and put it down. So it is absolutely the best time, one of the best times, to upsize or downsize or just sell and buy an RV and travel the country. I mean, whatever it is, whatever you want to do, now is really, 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 really good time to sell. How long did it take us to sell our listing in DeBerry Golf and Country Club that was listed at $375,000? How long did it take us to sell that?
A couple hours.
2 hours. I think that might be a record. Our fastest sale, 2 hours. We listed that thing, and it wasn't even. It turned out that it didn't even appraise for what we listed it at. So it wasn't even like we lowballed it. We priced it at what we thought was fair market value, and it sold in 2 hours. 2 hours. Insanity. So, if you want to sell, you need to give us a call right now. Call us at 386-866-1007. It's also an amazing time if you're an investor to buy. We can show you how you can buy with no money out of your pocket if you're an investor. So, so that is an infinite return on your investment. Just ask Tim, I'll tell you. So, anyway, we're out of here. Oh, what did he say? Here we go. Here comes smartass. What did he say? Huh?
He's watching from Boston. Keep the knowledge coming.
From Boston? Wow. Is it cold up there? It's got to be cold in Boston, right? They were talking about snowstorms and stuff.
Wow.
So.
Snowstorms. Wow.
Yep. So basically that's it. So to sum it all up, pending sales are down 1.7%, but that is not an indication of a market slowing, just the opposite. What do you say? What do you say?
It's crazy warm.
For real? It's in the 50s there? Wow. That is crazy warm. But anyway, to sum it up, 1.7% pending sales down, but it's because there's not enough inventory. Sales year to date are up 4.4%. And so if you're looking to sell, there's never been a better time to sell. There's never been a better time to invest. There's never been a better time to buy. There's never been a better time to upsize. And there's never been a better time to downsize. And I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. That is a fact right now. Never seen anything like this before, but have seen, and Tim's old enough to know this too, have seen things happen.
He's 38?
Yep, he's 38, just like me. he had, he was there for that, right?
Yeah.
But I have seen.
No one quite remembers it like you do, but
38 right here, baby. That's my effective age. There's their actual age and there's your effective age. My effective age is 38. I love it. Oh no. What do you say? I can't read. I'm driving again now. What's it say?
buy real estate now, as the end of the world will be here soon.
That's right.
And buy from these two. They know what they're talking about. He said it's global warming. Armageddon is near.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Yeah, you can buy in DeBerry and it'll be oceanfront here shortly in 10 years. So, anyway, to sum it all up, 1.7% down, but it has nothing to do with inventory because sales are. I mean, it has nothing to do with people not buying. It has to do with inventory because sales are up 4.4%. So we need your property so we can sell it in 2 hours again. 386-866-1007. Haven't seen anything like this since the late 90s. Maybe a little bit in the 2000s, but the late 90s was off the charts, and that's what this is just like. So give us a call, shoot us a text, 386-866-1007. List and sell your property today. We will sell it so fast for top dollar. What's the last thing?
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Tim.
Yeah, happy
And
Thanksgiving,
Morgan
Tim.
and Mason.
Yep, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. We'll check back in sometime next week, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Gotta move the map that way. Uh-oh. Where is it?
It's in the
There, it's
corner.
in-
Would
yeah,
you
right
leave it
there.
alone? Let me